Katie Farner, Director for Sunshine State Superstars. So I have a meeting tonight with a potential team member, and I thought it would be good to make a video about that, kind of the preparation and what I do when I have these little coffee meetups. So I'll tell you a little bit about this specific situation. So I had an event on Saturday, a little inexpensive, $25 event, what I really focus on, and she was come by my booth, stopping by. She'd never seen Scentsy before, so I ended up talking with her about Scentsy and what we are, how great the products are. She obviously smelled them in action, so it wasn't difficult to convince her of how great they were. So then I talked to her about the awesome Scentsy Hostess Rewards and how hosting a party was so great. And so from there, we ended up, she mentioned something about her family in New York and if they could order too. And I said, yeah. I said, but it sounds like you have a really great network of people. I said, have you ever done anything like this, anything like direct sales? I said, I bet you could do really well with it. And she's like, well, I was thinking about it. She said, because I just retired. So, bam. So now we have a meeting tonight. So what I did was I got her contact information and I told her that I would call her. So I called her the next day, called her Sunday afternoon, and we set this meeting up for tonight. Of course, I sent her an email last night reminding her of our little meetup, and so now here we are. So for some preparation, I always bring a little bit of information to her. I bring it in a professional folder. Now, I don't think we sell these in the Scentsy Family Store anymore. That's where I got this from originally. But you can just use whatever folders you want. So on the inside, I have a little letter typed up, and all this really talks about is just how many of my hostesses decide to join Scentsy, because she is, at this point, a hostess. We have a party coming up for her in 2 weeks. So she's currently a hostess. So I put this in here about why so many of my hostesses end up joining Scentsy and how Scentsy can really meet a lot of different needs in her life. And then over here on the other side, I have our current catalog. I have a host and join brochure, and then I also have the Scentsy Family DVD. These are packets that I take with me to every home party because you never know who is going to be interested in the business. So, and there's so many different things you can do. You can have, like, regarding home parties, you could have like little gift bags that look really pretty, that talk about, that have information talking about the business inside. So do whatever, you want to do, whatever speaks to your personality. So anyway, so I'm also bringing my laptop because I want to be prepared to sign her up. If she says, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go, then I've got my laptop and I'll say, hey, let's do it together. Then I can help walk you through it. That way it's not like 2 days later and I'm like, oh, why hasn't she joined? So this way, if she says she's ready, we can just take care of business tonight. So if she obviously is not ready, I'm not going to pressure her. I'm going to say, sure, go home and talk to your husband, or sure, go home and think about it, talk to your family, whatever. Very low pressure, very, very low pressure, because this is not about us. This is about her. Just as much as she wants to succeed, like at this business, we want her to succeed. We want to recruit people who want it. We don't want to recruit people who we have to beg them to work their business. So really think about that at these kind of coffee meetups and when you're talking to potential team members. We want people who want it. So don't twist anybody's arm, don't force anybody to do anything. It's totally their call. It's their life, it's their business. So let's talk about how my flow usually goes when I meet with these potential team members. So when I'm meeting with potential team members, like I said before, very low pressure. I'm not going to be pushing somebody into a business that they don't really want. So I want to first ask them, what appeals to you about having a Scentsy business? If anything, what appeals to you? Did you work for a direct sales company before? If you did, what did work? What didn't work? Those kinds of things. And I just want to get to know these potential team members better. I want to see how Scentsy can benefit their life, see if there's certain ways. So I've talked about this before in the past, and it's a certain line of questions that you really want to try to stick to really get the best information necessary, and that's form. Family, occupation, recreation, and more money. Like, what would more money do for their life? So those are kind of the questions that I tend to stick with. Once we kind of cover all of those bases, I'll ask her if she has any questions for me. And I told her when I talked to her on the phone, bring a list of any questions that you have so we can go over all of that. So I'll address any questions that she has, and then at that point, I should feel comfortable, like I've gotten enough information to say, I think Scentsy would be really great for you for these reasons. So that's really kind of the flow of how I like to do these little coffee talks or whatever with potential team members. I hope that you, if you have not been practicing this in your business in the past, that you will soon. And if someone's not local, that's totally fine. Do a Skype with them. Just like the YouTube videos, it brings us closer together. We have so many team members and even people who are not on our team who watch these videos, and it makes me feel like we're all closer together. We can connect on a different level versus just talking on the phone. So if they don't live near you, set up a Skype with her. Set up a Skype with her and her spouse, and you and your spouse if your husband is involved in your business. Get more into the one-on-one communication, and you're going to see a big business growth in this new year. So I hope that this video helps you grow in 2014, and I will catch you next time.